A loss for the Leafs on home ice. It's time to chat with our good friend Craig Button, our NHL analyst. Just one win in their last 8 games, Craig. They fall further out of a postseason contention. They are 8 points back of a playoff spot. Craig, is it time for this Toronto Maple Leafs team to go from potential buyers as we head to the deadline to sellers?
Well, let me ask you this question, Jay, and it's rhetorical as much as it is a question to you. They're going to buy. What are they going to buy with? When you have no draft picks, you don't have any prospects. What are you going out to buy? I mean, they can't even go to the dollar store and buy anything. That's how empty they are with terms of draft picks, prospects to try to go out and buy. The second part of this buy idea, it's ridiculous. Buy for what reason? To extend the pain? They're not a contender, Jay. Let's be straightforward here. They're not a team that's capable of contending for anything meaningful in the playoffs. And so now they need to look square in the mirror and see what's coming back. And it's reality. And the reality is they need to be sellers. It's not about buying. It's about saying we're not good enough. They got to do what the Boston Bruins did last year. The Boston Bruins looked at their team and they said, yeah, we're not getting anywhere. We're not going to move forward where we're at right now. So we got to carve out a different path, and we got to look at different ways to add to our group, whether it be through draft picks, whether it be through prospects. That's what the Toronto Maple Leafs have to do. They're 8 points out. That means they got to win a lot more games than the teams ahead of them. That doesn't seem like reality. What seems that there was a mirage here with the Toronto Maple Leafs when they went on that long streak where they were really good. It was a short period of time. The rest of the season has been dismal. And I think you got to know what you are, and what the Leafs are not only a team that isn't a playoff team in my view, they're not anywhere near a Stanley Cup contender. So you want to keep going ahead here? You want to keep trying to go and buy something? To what? Stay sunk? Because this team is not anywhere near being a contender.
I love your Bruins analogy. That's a great one. Let's talk about the Habs. They are in a playoff position, Craig. They're in a wild card position. Cole Caufield has been incredible. His goal-scoring streak is up to 6 games now. He reaches the 30-goal mark for the 2nd straight season, which leads to my question. What was Bill Guerin thinking, Craig, not putting this guy on Team USA?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, we're talking about one of the best goal scorers in the entire NHL. And there's so many things that make him unique. One of the things is how accurate he is shooting the puck and scoring. But he makes goaltenders defend the entire net, the entire cage. Well, when you're going up against the best, and now you're seeing a player that can beat you anywhere. He can beat you low, he can beat you high, he can beat you in tight, he can beat you from distance, and he can beat you in any of the 4 corners. And that, to me, is an exceptional skill. And when you get into these games where the margins are real thin and you need somebody that needs one shot to make good on it, Cole Caufield is that guy. Like when I say one of the best goal scorers in the NHL, well, it's easy to extend that to one of the best goal scorers available to the USA. Well, I guess they said, we don't want one of the best goal scorers in the NHL, and now it'll be interesting. And one of the things that happens is that I think the 4 Nations has given some countries a false sense of security, because they think that what happened in the 4 Nations is something that's going to automatically carry over. I think that when you get to the Olympics, there's going to be a lot of different styles of play. There's going to be different teams. Keep in mind, there was only 4 teams at the 4 Nations. And I think that some of that thinking of what they saw there and thinking they came close is something that kept Cole Caufield off the team. I think it's a mistake.
Winnipeg Jets, they respond after being called out by their head coach after a 5-1 loss over the weekend. Craig, they do have points in 8 of their last 10 games. Basically, what I'm saying is they're making a bit of a push here, Craig, finally. But is it too little too late to get this team into the postseason?
I don't think it's too late. And certainly when you go through an 11-game winless streak, that's going to put you further behind. But, you know, 6-2-2 in their last 10 games and starting to move forward. And that's what you got to do. Listen, Jay, the wild card in the West is not one where you see teams running away with it. So the Jets are right there. And yes, they're going to have to continue along this path of winning a lot more games than they lose. That's the reality when you find yourself in the hole that they dug. But the encouraging signs over these previous 10 games, save for the Saturday night game where they were abysmal and their coach very clearly said that, it now comes down to trying to put some wins together, trying to bunch them up. And the Winnipeg Jets are capable of that. And because the wild card is right there, it's within their grasp, they can sit there and keep their hopes alive. And the other thing about this too, Jay, they have a good enough team. It's not like they're a team where you're going, geez, they're not good enough. They lack here, they lack there. You look at the goaltending, you look at the defense, you look at up front. They found some balance with their lines now when Scott Arniel has moved some players around. So, yeah, I think that they have time to get themselves into the playoffs.
Well, we'll find out just how good they look, Craig. Thursday night, they face a very tough test in Tampa against the Red Hot Lightning. This is Craig Button, ladies and gentlemen, and he dresses very well.